One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. This is Neil Son Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be kind, helpful, and grateful, because it's better than being a jerk. Buy yourself some silver, some platinum, and some crystallized osmium, because it's a good thing to do. It's sound advice, not financial advice. I've said on a couple different occasions and on a lot of my live streams that by 2030, energy prices will be 75% cheaper than they are now. You get ridiculed, obviously, but, well, this is from CNBC television. Powering up Virginia, the world's first grid-scale commercial fusion power plant. Ta-ching!
$1 billion investment for the world's first grid-scale commercial fusion power plant has been announced in Virginia. Joining us now with the details, Bob Mumgaard is the CEO of Commonwealth Fusion Systems in Virginia. Governor Glenn Youngkin, good to have both of you gentlemen on. Governor and Mr. Mumgaard, can you, for those of us, and of course I understand all the technology of how this works, Bob, but can you detail exactly what we're talking about here, that the technology used to generate this power, grid level power?
Yeah, so fusion energy is the energy source of the stars. It's the opposite of nuclear power. In fusion, what we're doing is taking light elements and we're combining them together and producing huge amounts of heat. And that's an energy source that hasn't yet been harnessed on Earth. But if and when we do that, we'll have power plants that basically don't use any fuel and that can't melt down. They're power plants that take energy from a natural resource of digging up and consuming or waiting for the sun to shine or wind to blow, and turn that into a machine that's a technology that will sit there and make power clean, abundant, 24 hours a day, and anywhere in the world, and won't ever run out. And that's like why fusion is seen as this holy grail. And there's a race around the world right now to develop this technology, and my company is the leader of that race. And what we announced yesterday is that the first commercial grid-scale power plant, something that we've been designing for several years, will be built in Virginia.
So it's ready. And what's the feedstock? I mean, you don't need radioisotopes. You're not splitting the atom. You're actually fusing atoms. So what's the feedstock, Bob?
So instead of using uranium or plutonium and splitting it and having a long-lived nuclear waste, the feedstock here is the lightest elements. It's elements that are found in seawater and some lithium, but it's tiny amounts. So the water that's in a glass of water is enough fuel for any one person's entire lifetime of energy use. And so that makes this effectively limitless.
How do you get, Governor, what's your involvement in the state of Virginia?
Well, first, I want to thank Bob and Commonwealth Fusion Systems for choosing Virginia because we've been a state that I think has been leading in all of the above, all American energy and power plans. And boy, let me tell you, this is all American, and this is innovation and breakthrough technology at its best. And I was so pleased that we had a chance to bring this breakthrough technology to Virginia. It's a 400 megawatt power station. It will fuel the power of the future in data centers and AI and advanced manufacturing and all of the investments that's going on in Virginia today. And Virginia's roaring. And so I'm very excited about the fact that we will see this power plant come on board in early 2030s and adds just this.
Early 2030s, you will have enough power available to you in a glass of water to last your lifetime. I don't think they can charge all that much for it over your lifetime because a glass of water is, well, it's free. So the cost of doing this is low. But let's get back to the dude, not me.
Breakthrough capability to the future of powering not just Virginia, but I think America.
Bob, how do you measure cost per gig? I mean, whatever metric you use, how does it compare to conventional energy used to power the grid right now? How does it compare to renewable energy and solar and wind and everything else? Is it and will it get cheaper as the technology? And I guess you're not doing cold fusion. What was their name? Pons and Fleischmann. That doesn't work, does it? Too
No,
bad.
that doesn't work. We're doing the fusion that is the hot.
That works.
Really hot, hundreds of millions of degrees. Yes, it's done in universities and laboratories around the world, and we have a facility spin out of MIT up in Massachusetts that's building the prototype for the facility that we'll then later build in Virginia. And in terms of cost, fusion's about building a machine. It's not about consuming resources. So it comes down to how well you can build that machine. And that's one of the reasons that we're building a prototype right now, is to actually get the receipts of that cost. And when we add it all up, it looks like this could be very competitive. And it also could benefit from the advanced manufacturing, the big macro trends of compute, supercomputers, et cetera, that are affecting all of innovation in our economy. And so that could really drive down the cost of fusion. But really importantly as well, fusion's an energy source that we control. So we can turn it on and we can turn it off. So that's very different than renewables, where one of the big challenges is, they're intermittent. If the sun's not out, you don't have power. But fusion,
Bob, it can't China syndrome either, right? I mean, it's not. Is it? What with the nuclear power industry, the stigma is lifting a little bit, but it's not dangerous or as dangerous potentially. Some people say nuclear power is the safest thing around, and it probably is. But there is sort of that overhang of concern.
And with fusion, it's the opposite reaction. So it's completely different than nuclear power.
Still could be dangerous, right?
Yeah, but it means that at any given time, you actually can turn off the machine instantaneously.
Okay.
So like a single breath of air can turn the machine off, which is the ultimate safety break.
Very, very interesting. It's going to be ready by 2030. It's not going to be doing any kind of mining of any kind using any other. It's seawater. You're using seawater. So that lowers whatever. Uranium will probably drop. Yeah, uranium's probably going to drop. I mean, it won't go away by no means, but it won't be as high as it would have been had this technology not been coming out. Power companies are pretty much going to hate it. The monopolies they have of areas, it's going to suck for them. They're going to lose a lot of money and probably protest it in lobbying fashion. But other than that, it's pretty good for America, the way I see it, because it's innovation of new technologies. And world leaders are innovators and creators of new technology. God bless America, and Merry Christmas to one and all.